welcome to Walks with Moss. I figured out why I was so grumpy on my last video when I was mushroom hunting. I was coming down with a sickness and it wasn't my tooth. And because of that, I had a short hike week before last and no hike last week. And this week, I don't know if I'll be hiking. I'm still not feeling too great. But we've walked into a spot that I discovered last year and marked on my GPS as a giant patch of chanterelles, and we are there, but the chanterelles are not here. I guess it's not wet enough yet. I was hoping there'd be a big patch here to show you. We'll keep looking around this area though. I'm also going to check out a spot where I found some king boletes last year, but this was a great mushroom patch last year. Not yet this year. I should check and see when I made that waypoint though. It doesn't say. Not sure what month it was, but it had to have been around this time. I know I found king boletes here September 30th last year, and today is October 7th. So we're not too early according to the calendar, but I just don't think we've had enough rain yet. Here's a cool moss though. The common name of this stuff is electrified cat's tail because the ends of it are kind of pointy. Scientific name is, wow, I'm getting rusty, Rhytidiopsis triquestra, or Rhytidiodelphius triquestris. There we go, or something like that. Rhytidiodelphius triquestra. Man, it shows you really got to keep up with it once you start learning certain things. I don't want to forget my moss already. Here's some Kindbergia oregana. And we're in these second growth, maybe third growth Douglas fir in a tree farm. Slightly moist here. There's some vine maples hanging around. I am discovering it's these woods where you find some vine maples that seem to be productive when it comes to chanterelles. Well, it's beautiful to be out here in the woods, and hopefully we find some mushrooms today. Bella sure is happy to get out here. She's desperate, or been desperate, for some exercise. We are 65 feet away from another chanterelle waypoint, but I expect we're going to get the same result. At least Bella's out here getting some exercise. Here's a filbert tree. This could be a good place to get candy caps. I'm not impressed with all those candy caps I picked last fall. They just kind of taste like normal mushrooms to me. They don't taste bad, but nothing really special about them. And I might pick them again this year, but I won't go out of my way. Okay, chanterelles, where are you? Where are you? Find waypoints. Big patch of chanterelles, 12 feet. We're 12 feet from a big patch of chanterelles. I don't see them. Nope, they are not here. Okay. Not looking too good today. Not looking good at all. May as well just head straight to our king bolete spot, which I suspect is also too dry. But you never know. It is nice back in here though, isn't it? We will head to another waypoint, one that I have labeled as Big Early Patch. That sounds good, because we seem to be early. I feel like that's probably going to be our best chance at chanterelles here today, is Big Early Patch. So let's go see what we can find. We are still 360 feet away from my Big Early Patch, but we found some chanterelles anyway. Awesome. Bella actually found them first. Okay, we're going to get some chanterelles anyway. Awesome. I'll go ahead and cut these in case there's other smaller ones coming up together. These are nice and dry, just like I would expect them to be. These are great. And we are back on Dogpat Mountain. Here's the one that Bella discovered by running over it. And here's some more here. Since they're so dry, they're just going to be a little bit on the small side. And a couple more right here. I guess I better mark this spot. It was not marked before. And there's one more over here under this tree, which looks a little bit bigger, so I'll go ahead and grab it. Oh yeah, that's a decent one. Yay! I didn't cut this one because it was a little bit of a reach for me and I'm feeling sick and didn't feel like reaching for it, but I sure wish I had cut it now, because look at that. There's another one trying to grow right there, and now that one's not going to get to grow because I pulled this instead of cutting it. It doesn't hurt the mycelium to pull them, but early in the season with chanterelles, see there's a couple more there, it's a good idea to cut them just so you can get more later. There's 1, 2, 3 more that could have grown if I had cut this here instead of pulling it. This early in the season, it's a good idea to cut rather than pull. We are within 60 feet of what I marked as big early patch, and we've got some mushrooms here. Unless I had my GPS on its most accurate setting, it's quite possible this is what I marked as big early patch. And for this year, it is big. And it's early. Yay! Okay, let's get these in the bag. I would really like to get enough of these to can. I'd much rather dehydrate or freeze or can things than store them in my freezer, because it takes up valuable freezer space and your freezer is dependent on electricity. Here's another one with all these spots here. I'm not sure what these are. They almost look like they could be bugs, but maybe they're mold. I don't know. I'm just gonna cut them off, I guess, since there's not that many chanterelles out here this year. I might be a little bit less picky. Last year I could just throw anything away that wasn't absolutely perfect. I think that was big early patch. My GPS is jumping around a lot in these woods. It shows right now on my GPS that the big early patch waypoint is over here, but as I walk towards it, it gets farther away. So that was probably it. Still look around in here just a little bit more. But yeah, the GPS is just jumping all over the place in here. Now it's saying we're 90 feet away, even though the map shows that we're walking towards it. So yeah, I think that was it. Yep. Let's maybe see how close we are to the King Bolete spot now. I'm glad I marked that one and specifically marked it as an early patch, so I knew to look for it today. My GPS truly is all over the place. Here we are saying it's within 40 feet of big early patch, and what do we have? A big early patch. Okay. Oh yeah, this one's the biggest yet. Yeah, I think this was actually the right waypoint. Okay, here's some nice ones. And on my map, we're close to a feature that would indicate that we're near the waypoint, even if the GPS is acting up. Okay, lots of them here. Let's grab them. These ones in my actual big early patch are so chunky that I'm pretty sure that these are actually white chanterelles, Chanterelle subalbidus, that just happen to have a bit orange because they're just so chunky. Yay! Yes, sometimes white chanterelles can be orange. White chanterelles tend to be earlier than the yellow ones too, so that's another thing that would indicate that these are actually white chanterelles. See, look how chunky those are. Those are nice. Yep, chunky. Even though it's small, it's got a really thick stem. These are so nice and dry. Not a lot of water in them. Won't have to cook them down much at all. These are just beautiful. I got quite a few in my bag now. There's some smaller ones I'm definitely going to leave behind because it's just so early in the season. May as well give them lots of time to grow. All right, that was a big early patch for sure. It's time for a little break here, I think. And I got myself a new sit pad to fit in my backpack. This will be my first time testing it out. This is a nice cushy one. Weighs a little bit more than my old one, but it'll be nice in the winter, especially for sitting down on the snow. This is all I had before right here. Oh yeah, this is nice. So I've got some apple leather I made. I've been getting apples from friends. They've been giving me apples, and I've been making apple leather and apple sauce and a lot of dehydrated apples. This is going to be my first time trying my apple leather this year. And I'm also going to have some coffee. The burn bans have been lifted, so I can actually use my stove again. And it is a bit moss. I mean, moss, yeah, it's moss. It is a bit damp, so this is Kindbergia oregana, aka Oregon beak moss. There's a little bit of polytrichum right there. So, time for a fruit leather snack. Here we go, fruit leather. It's unwrapping really nicely from this plastic wrap. Last year I had problems with some of my fruit leather unwrapping, but this unwrapped really nicely. So let's see how it tastes. Bella's having a sneezing attack. No, I don't want to. It tastes nice. It tastes nice. And it came out of the wrapper real easy. What's up, buddy? Cheers, everyone. That is nice. I got this coffee at just the right temperature. I don't have to wait for it to cool down. Short enough walk today, I didn't need to pack it super hot. Okay, Bella. We're being scolded by what I always used to call a Douglas squirrel, but I was so wrong. It's a chipmunk. Townsend's chipmunk is what we have here. And there's one that's mad at us. Oh, speaking of chipmunks, I finished fermenting my pine cone syrup and boiled it last night to sterilize it, even though I guess that destroys the vitamin C, but I was more interested in sterilizing it. And it tastes nice. It's got an interesting taste. It tastes kind of like normal syrup, and then the aftertaste, you can taste kind of the piney stuff. It's nice. It's real nice. And those were pine cones that I stole from a Douglas squirrel, so I'm going to have to... Douglas squirrel, there I go again. Townsend's chipmunk. I stole those pine cones from a Townsend's chipmunk, so I need to go back and deliver some peanut butter like I promised. I feel bad about stealing some of the squirrel's winter stash, although there's all squirrel. Chipmunk, although there's all kinds of creatures that steal chipmunk stashes, but I don't need to add to that, do I? See, I'm sick. The words are just not coming. Oh, that's a nice coffee though. Bella is thrashing around in the bushes so violently I thought maybe there was a deer or something back there because she's making so much noise. But I just figured out what she's chasing. I just saw it. There's a rabbit. And Bella is nowhere near the rabbit, which is good. She's getting closer, but she's not going to catch that rabbit. She goes nuts when she sees or smells a rabbit. It's her favorite thing to chase. And I'm glad she likes chasing rabbits because this year in my garden, rabbits have been the #1 pest. Well, Bella, you having fun? It's not here. Let's see if she sniffs out where I saw that it went. It went, nope. The rabbit went to the left. Bella just went back to the right again. Good. I don't want her catching rabbits. She's really going to get her exercise now, though. Wow. That was really good that Bella came back to check and see where I was, because as a Springer Spaniel, that's what she's supposed to do, but she's so rabbit crazy that she'll disappear over a rabbit and forget to check in. But that's what she just did. She came, checked in, and then went back. Oh, she's made it over to the other side. She's in the general vicinity now of where the rabbit went. She's never going to catch it, though. I'm loving this new sit pad. Like I said, it's a little bit heavy. A little bit heavier than I like to carry. So I don't know how long I'll stick with it, but it's really going to be nice in the winter, especially if I get out in the snow, to have something this thick to sit on. And then it just goes right here to pad my back. And here's my old sit pad. I was just using this because I lost my other sit pad, so I was just down to this for quite a while until I finally remembered to go get a new one. I'm sticking this one in here for now because the eggshell pattern will help reduce sweating. If I decide I really like this pad, maybe I'll just glue the eggshell pad to it. So I definitely need this. I can't have something this flat and water resistant right against my back. I'll sweat too much that way. We are in my King Bolete patch. I only discovered this recently, and it's one of only a very few king patches that are right here inland instead of way out at the ocean. We got a Croagomphus vinicolor. Oh no, that's a bolete actually. Oops, it's a Swillis. All right, first Swillis of the year. They're okay dried, but that's not what we're here for. We are here for the king. I never expected to find them here. I was only in here because I parked my bicycle in here to hide it, and then when I went back for my bicycle, I found kings. Couldn't believe it. And it's nice and moist in here, so I think they could be here. And this is 7 days later than I found them last year, so they could be here. But they also might not be here. They are not easy to find, and it's good to find them when they're young because they get wormy really fast. So we'll keep coming back here over and over again this season. Don't see any yet. Oh, just got a nice spider web. Here's some interesting white mushrooms. Wonder if these could be that sweetbread mushroom. Don't know. They do smell a bit like flour. I wonder if this is it. Or maybe it's just some random clitosophy. I don't even feel like trying to figure it out right now. I don't really feel well enough. Well, got lots of little mycenas coming up here. The King Boletes here, I'm sure, are in association with these ponderosa pines, or coastal pines. I still get my pines confused, but these are the coastal ones. I know there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here, but so far no kings. Here's a really cool Peltidra lichen. dog pelt lichen. Yeah, it's nice and moist back in here, so there's no reason why the kings wouldn't be coming up. There's another one of those white mushrooms. I should really check one of these and see if it's that one mushroom I've never had that's supposed to smell like flour. Okay, so far not looking too good, but I'm going to keep wandering around here anyway. Oh, no luck. And since I only discovered this patch last year during what was a phenomenal mushroom year, I don't know if this patch produces every year. Maybe it only produces on really excellent mushroom years. This year, it was so dry all summer. I'm kind of surprised we have as many mushrooms as we do. That it's been so dry. I don't know how much the trees were able to grow. And we're just getting off to a really late start to mushroom season. Nope, I don't think we're going to find any kings today. So I'm going to head out of here and see if we can find a few more chanterelles at least. We're not going home empty-handed, that's good. And who knows, maybe I'll go fishing later today. I just got a shot of cortisone in my thumb. I've been having physical therapy. I was told I had trigger finger, but that was just the physical therapist and my general practitioner who thought that. I went to an actual orthopedic doctor who gave me this shot yesterday, and he says it's not trigger finger at all. He thinks there's something going on in my joint. And it's both of my thumbs. So I suspect it's arthritis. We'll see. I got a shot of cortisone anyway, and oh man, did that hurt. And since it was just yesterday, my thumb is still sore. It's going to be a few days, apparently, before I start feeling better. So my point is, it might be kind of hard for me to kill those trout the way I normally do with my thumb being sore, which is why I hesitate a little bit to go fishing today. But maybe I'll go anyway, because the weather has cooled down. I think the trout are going to be back. And it's time to catch some. Okay, let's keep looking for chanterelles. If I find any more, I'll let you know. I think we'll go ahead and call it a day here. I'm sure if I went back deep into the woods and scoured around enough, I'd probably find a few more chanterelles, but I'm not feeling that great. And I don't really feel like having to clean a whole bunch of mushrooms. So yeah, I think we'll call that good for the day. We got about a gallon. And maybe we'll go fishing now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully I'll be feeling a little bit better then, and I can take you all on a good long hike. All right, bye-bye.